You're using images in your Power BI reports, however, they show up squared. And what you're looking for are circular images. Now, how can you achieve that? In this video, I'm going to show you 3 different ways to do exactly that. Now, how easy these are, that depends on your situation. Let's have a look together. Well, let's start with the most ideal scenario where you have direct access to the image files that you're using in your Power BI report. So not just the image URLs, but really the files themselves, like on your laptop. Now here you see the squared images, and we could simply make them circular. Now, how to do it? That probably depends on how many images you have. If you just have a few, then you could just go to PowerPoint, for example. Now in PowerPoint, you could simply add your image, then go to Picture Format, and then use the Crop to Shape feature. And then choose a basic shape like an oval. And that's it. Now you can right-click on the image and save as picture. And then once you have the circular versions of all your images, then of course you need to update the links to these images in your dataset. Now over here you see I'm using Dropbox. Here I have a field, a column with all the squared image links, and now I added an extra column with all of the circular image links. And that's it. And then you use those in your Power BI report. So in my report, I could go to the new card visual, then formatting options, images, you see it's turned on. And then here I'm using it as image type and image URL. Then click on the FX button. And here I can use that new column with the circular image links. So field value, then here we have all data, employee data, and then I just scroll down to the image circle link. Okay, now another thing that you need to make sure of is that for that new field, image circle link, you have here data category, image URL selected. All right, now this works if you have direct access to the images, plus if you just have a few, because if you have to do this for hundreds or maybe even thousands of images, this is not realistic. Although you could also just run a Python script, and you don't even need to know Python really to run that script. You can use ChatGPT or Claude. Let me show you. Here just say write a Python script that makes all the images in this folder circular. Of course, you need to have Python and the right libraries installed. And once you have that, you can just use exactly that script that it generates for you. So now I just open command prompt, go to that folder, and then run that Python script. And boom, that's it. And you see, if I would have had hundreds or thousands of images, now I have the circular version of them. And then of course I could run another script to get the URL links to these images. All right, now, but let's say that you don't have the convenience of having these images, these image files directly on your laptop. Then what can you do in that scenario? Well, in that case, we have an easy solution and a bit more difficult solution. Now, let's start with the easy one. Now let's not overcomplicate it. If your images always show in exactly the same position, then you could just create an overlay that's circular. So let me show you. I can go over here to Insert Image. Now here you see I created a mask which is white on the outside and transparent in the middle. That circle that you see. Now that's the image I'm going to use. I'm just going to resize it a bit and then overlap it with the employee images. And then it's just a matter of positioning it correctly, and you see, boom, we have it showing circular. Even though that the real image is a square, we now have a mask over it. Simple as that. If you don't know how to create an image like that, just check out the download files, or again, you can use PowerPoint. You basically just draw a square, and then you insert a second shape, which is going to be a circle. Now let me give that circle a different color, and then you can combine the two shapes. So I select both of them, go to shape format, merge the shapes, and you see here we have the combine option. And the middle one created a hole, and what we are left off with is just the outside. And the outside you give the same color as what you have in your card visual or wherever you're using it. So in my case, white. And I don't want to have a borderline, so no outline. And that's then the image that we can save. All right, now, very simple, but might be effective, especially if you don't have direct access to the files of these images. And so you get them through a URL, or maybe you have new employees joining every time and you don't want to, for every single new employee, make these images circular, then this could be a good option. However, this might not always work. For example, if you're using your images in a table, right? As soon as you start scrolling, well, you will see that overlay. Now, let me show you. Over here, I have a table with the image link field. I would have my overlay. Now you see, now everything looks more or less fine, but if I start scrolling, you would see that there's an overlay. Not very clean. So in this scenario, where an overlaying mask doesn't really work, and you don't have access to the image files, or there are just too many and new ones showing up every day, well, what to do then? What if you just have the image links? Now we get to the trickiest option, however, can be very effective. Let me show you. We can actually create a measure that takes the image and makes them circular using SVG. So here you see I have a measure called image circle. Then here the first variable takes the image, and then I'm going to use that variable inside of some SVG code. Now the relevant part here is this. We create a clipping path with the ID circle view. Now the parameters that you fill out here depend on how big the SVG and the image is going to be. And so over here, I put the radius a little bit lower than 50, half of 100, so that we have a bit of the outside cut off, all right? And this, I basically apply as a mask to that image. All right, now let's see if that works. So this measure I'm going to use here in my visual, so images, fx, all data, and here I'm going to use that image circle measure. And you see, perfect, it is working. We have circular images of our employees. However, it is a bit more tricky than this. Now, let's go back to that measure. Now here you see not a link, a URL link like we had before. You see, I'm pointing to a column that's called image base64 compressed. Now, why is that? Why can't I just say here, I want to use that image URL link? Now, let me show you what actually then would happen. If I look for my image link column, then now it doesn't work because Power BI, I think, is blocking external links that are being used in the SVG code. So what we have to do is a step in between. We have to take these images and convert them to base64, which is just a text version of the image, all right? So that you don't have to point to an external location, which also has the advantage, if the link would have a break, you still have the images as text, basically. All right, now, but how can we do that? Now, the way to do that is either to use an external tool, that's one option, or you can actually also do it in Power Query. Now, let me open Power Query, and here on the left-hand side, you see I created a custom function. Now, sounds fancy, but it's actually really easy to set up. So you would just have to go here to Home, New Source, Blank Query, all right? And then let's have a look what the code is. Now here you see the formula bar, but I want to open up the advanced editor. Then here you see that the function just takes the image URL and then converts that to base64 using one of the standard M functions. Now here there's just still an if condition, because if we are using base64 in Power BI, there still needs to be a prefix, and that prefix needs to have either PNG, GIF, or JPEG, depending on the image type. All right, so a little bit longer. Now you can just take that code, right, and then use that for a new custom function. Now give it a name, for example, URL to base64, and then you can invoke that custom function to create a new column. So add column, invoke custom function. Now here in my case, I've already done that, and you see the name of this column is image base64, function query URL base64, and then over here the input, which is the image link, and that's it. And that creates a new column, which is this one over here. Let me select one cell, and you see the text version of that image. Now, does that work? Let's have a look. If I go back, now of course you need to load that query. Instead of using that original URL link, I'm going to point to that base64 image column that we just created. So here we have that field, image base64, and the result, a little bit disappointing. You see as if it's loading the image, but only got halfway, or not even that. Now, what's going on is that these text strings are really long, so over 32,000 characters in this case. And in a cell with a text data type, you can only have a maximum of about 32,000 characters. So we have to convert it to base64, but somehow get, like a shorter version of it. So what we can do is compress it, change the dimensions so that this base64 text string is a bit shorter. And that's where it gets a little bit more complicated, because that standard image to base64 function that M has doesn't allow you to compress it or change the dimensions. Now, how did I solve it? Let me go back to Power Query. Now here, I also created another function, URL to base64 compression. All right, and there, if I open the advanced editor, now this beginning part is just specific for Dropbox, so if you're not using Dropbox, you can just ignore that. But you see, I'm using an external API from reserve.nl. So basically, it's doing the same as this M function from before. However, it also applies compression first and changes the dimensions to whatever you specify over here so that we get a shorter text string. All right, now, once you have that function, then you can go back to your data set. Now, here you see, follow those exact same steps. So you see, I invoke that custom function, but now using that URL to base64 compression function. And once you have done that, then you can go back to your measure. And instead of that image base64 column, I'm now going to point to the compressed version of it. And ta-da, here we have circular versions of our employee images. Now, definitely the most tricky one to implement, and you also have to double check if it's fine to use that external API with those images that you're visualizing. So that's another aspect to consider. However, it might fit exactly your scenario. So I give you 3 options. Which one did you use in the past? Which one would you use going forward? And maybe you have some other ideas, share it in the comment section below. If you're interested in building reports together with me, learn all of my tips and tricks around really solid Power BI report development, then check out my upcoming Power BI design transformation course over here, which is starting in September. If you just want to see more videos about everything related to Power BI, then check out these videos over here. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.